dividing two nations, the Yalu River tells a story of a unique and complex bond. Here, history, trade, and culture intersect. Despite international tensions, trade flows steadily. Billions of dollars in goods cross this river annually, fueling both economies. Beyond politics, a shared history is woven into the fabric of life here. Traditional arts and cultural exchanges continue to bridge the gap. Yet, the contrast is undeniable. A tale of two systems, one pushing forward into modernity, the other remaining largely isolated. As the sun sets on this unique border, the future of this long-standing relationship remains a subject of global observation.
A border with North Korea, one of the most secretive nations on the planet? Now that's an interesting neighborhood. China and North Korea, two nations with vastly different global reputations, are more than just political entities. They share a common boundary, a relationship etched in stone and water, stretching over 1,420 kilometers. This is not just a line on a map, but a testament to centuries of shared history, culture, and sometimes conflict. The geographical aspects of this border are as intriguing as the nations themselves. The Yalu River, a silent witness to many historical events, forms a natural boundary between these two nations. Originating from the Heaven Lake, it winds its way down, carving a path between the Chinese provinces and North Korean territories. Over time, it's become more than just a river. It's a symbol of the intricate ties between these two countries. Parallel to the Yalu River, we find another natural boundary, the Tumen River. This river, too, tells a story of connection and separation. It springs from the Paektu Mountain, a revered site, and meanders its way into the Sea of Japan, splitting the terrain between China, North Korea, and a tiny stretch with Russia. The Tumen River, with its cold currents and strategic position, plays a pivotal role in the geopolitical dynamics of the region. This stretch of land and water, the shared border, is a living, breathing entity. It's a meeting point of two different worlds, a junction where diverse cultures, economies, and political ideologies intersect. It's a place where similarities clash with differences, where cooperation coexists with contention. So with this geographic proximity, what does it mean for the relations between these two nations? Let's unravel this further. Going back in time, we find that China and North Korea share a deep-rooted historical connection. Their intertwined histories spin a tale of alliance, conflict, and mutual dependence that has shaped their relationship for over half a century. Let's rewind to the early 1950s, a time when the Korean War was at its peak. China, a newly established People's Republic, took a bold step onto the world stage by intervening in the war. This move was not just about geopolitics, but a statement of solidarity with their fellow communist state, North Korea. Fast forward to 1961. The world saw the birth of the Sino-North Korean Mutual Aid and Cooperation Friendship Treaty. This was a pact of mutual military aid in the event of an attack, a pact that still stands today, solidifying the connection between these two nations. But it wasn't always smooth sailing. The relationship between China and North Korea has been tested through the years. There were moments of strain, like in the 1980s when China adopted open market reforms, creating a rift between the two nations' ideological stances. Yet the bond held strong, with China consistently stepping in as North Korea's most significant trade partner and diplomatic ally. The history between China and North Korea is not just about politics and economics, it's about shared experiences and common challenges. It's about standing together in the face of adversity, about navigating the complex waters of international relations. This historical thread is more than a series of events. It's a testament to the resilience of two nations that have weathered the storms of change together. It's a story of alliance, of solidarity, and of shared experiences that have shaped the course of their relationship. So, as we delve deeper into the story of where China meets North Korea, we see the historical thread that binds them. This historical thread, woven with shared experiences and alliances, has certainly left its mark on China-North Korea relations. Now let's talk money. Economics plays a significant role in the relationship between these two countries. It's no secret that China is North Korea's largest trading partner. But what does this really mean? Well, think about it like this. The Chinese market is like a mighty river, fueling North Korea's economic engine. From food to fuel to essential goods, China has been the lifeline that keeps North Korea's economy afloat. But this relationship isn't without its challenges. There's a word that's been buzzing around these two nations for quite some time: sanctions. International sanctions against North Korea have put a damper on this economic partnership. They're like a giant dam in our river analogy, blocking the free flow of goods and services. These sanctions, imposed due to North Korea's nuclear ambitions, have significantly impacted the economic dynamics between the two countries. Yet, China is caught in a delicate balancing act. On one hand, it has international obligations to uphold these sanctions. On the other hand, it has a vested interest in maintaining stability in the Korean peninsula. After all, a stable neighborhood is good for everyone, right? So, how does China navigate this tricky terrain? It's a bit like a tightrope walker, maintaining a careful balance. China enforces the sanctions to some extent, but also provides a certain level of support to North Korea to prevent economic collapse. This includes aid in the form of food and fuel, and even some gray market trading. This balancing act is not just about economics, it's also tied to politics, security, and history. China's actions are influenced by its strategic interests, its long-standing relationship with North Korea, and its position on the global stage. In essence, the economic equation between China and North Korea is a fascinating study of interdependence, international politics, and survival strategies. It's a dance of diplomacy and pragmatism, of sanctions and support, of power and survival. So the economic ties between China and North Korea are complex and nuanced, to say the least. Beyond politics and economics, the cultural ties between China and North Korea are equally fascinating. The cultural landscape between these two nations is a rich tapestry of shared traditions, linguistic nuances, and mutual influences. It's a connection that transcends borders and politics, revealing a deep-seated bond that has been forged through centuries of interaction. Let's begin with the shared traditions. Festivals in both countries are often a delightful blend of color, music, and dance, showcasing the vibrant spirit of the people. The Lunar New Year, for instance, is celebrated with much fanfare in both nations. While the customs may vary, the core essence of welcoming the new year with joy and prosperity remains the same. Next, we delve into the realm of language. The Korean and Chinese languages, while distinct, share certain similarities. They both use a system of characters, with many Korean Hanja characters having roots in Chinese script. These linguistic ties, although not obvious to the untrained eye, are a testament to the cultural exchange that has occurred over the centuries. The influence of Chinese culture on North Korea is perhaps most apparent in the realm of arts. Chinese art forms, from calligraphy to martial arts, from painting to music, have permeated North Korean culture. You can see this influence in the meticulous brushstrokes of North Korean calligraphy and the rhythmic movements of their traditional dances. It's as if every swirl of ink and every beat of the drum echoes a story of shared history and mutual influence. But it's not just a one-way street. North Korea, with its unique culture and history, also influences China. From North Korean pop culture seeping into Chinese society, to the shared culinary delights that grace dinner tables across both nations, the cultural exchange is dynamic and ever-evolving. Indeed, these cultural connections are not just footnotes in a history book. They are living, breathing threads that weave together the shared identities of these two nations, shaping their present and future. These cultural exchanges add another layer to the intricate relationship between these two countries. So, what does the future hold for the relationship between China and North Korea? In the grand chessboard of international relations, China and North Korea are two players that can't be ignored. The current political climate is a complex tapestry of alliances, economic interests, and centuries-old cultural ties. China, a global powerhouse, has been North Korea's largest trading partner and main source of food, arms, and energy. This relationship has allowed North Korea to withstand international sanctions. However, the dynamics are changing. China's increasing global responsibilities and its desire to maintain a harmonious international environment have led to a delicate balancing act. On one hand, China is under international pressure to use its influence to curb North Korea's nuclear ambitions. On the other, it seeks to prevent a destabilizing collapse of its neighbor, which could lead to a refugee crisis or a unified Korea under South Korean and US influence. So, what could the future hold? There are several potential scenarios. The first is the status quo, where China continues to play a balancing act, supporting North Korea enough to prevent its collapse while also working to curb its nuclear ambitions. Another possible scenario is a significant shift in China's stance, either due to a change in leadership or a major international incident. This could lead to increased pressure on North Korea, potentially leading to destabilization or even regime change. Finally, there's the possibility of a diplomatic breakthrough. This could see North Korea agreeing to denuclearization in exchange for security guarantees and economic aid, likely led by China. This scenario would likely require significant changes in the international political landscape and a softening of stances from all parties involved. As we navigate these uncertain waters, it's crucial to remember that the stakes are high. The future of China-North Korea relations isn't just about these two countries, it's about the stability of the entire region and the global balance of power. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: the relationship